Welcome back. This morning, we're spotlighting the sex assault allegations against country music legend Garth Brooks. These are claims so shocking they could tarnish a legendary career.
I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blue away.
The plaintiff, going by Jane Rowe, says that she worked for Brooks as a hairstylist and makeup artist. The incidents allegedly occurred in 2019. Now, Brooks' accuser says that she was once raped by him during a work trip. In addition to sex assault and battery accusations, the suit also accuses Brooks of repeatedly exposing himself, talking about sex, and sending sexually explicit text messages to her. Now, Garth Brooks is calling it a shakedown, saying in part, quote, "Hush money, no matter how much or how little, is still hush money. In my mind, that means I am admitting to behavior I am incapable of. Ugly acts that no human should ever do to another." Brooks categorically denies the allegations and is going so far as to say that they are defamatory. Now, it's also important to note that he could have settled. He was made aware of this. His legal team was made aware that the suit was going to be filed, and he chose not to settle. He chose to file his own suit, albeit anonymously, did not include his name, and it just said he's a very famous musician with fans around the world and a large fortune, and that he denies these allegations, and if they're allowed to be put forth in a lawsuit, that it would damage his reputation, his career, and harm his family. Everybody's talking about these allegations this morning. Let's bring in our guests now and dissect this suit further. I want to welcome in entertainment reporter and the host of LA Diaries, Kinsey Schofield, and entertainment lawyer. He's represented his fair share of celebrities, attorney Lee Hutton. Good morning to you both. Okay, I want to show you a few of the portions of this suit that are getting a lot of people talking and scratching their heads this morning. On one portion, and this is graphic, in the suit, Garth Brooks is being described as a hulky man, weighing nearly 300 pounds at the times, in good shape, lifting weights. And the suit says, and I'm quoting here, Brooks even held her small body upside down by her feet and penetrated her. She was helpless to move from his grip and terrified at what was happening to her. While he held her upside down, dangling by her ankles, all the blood rushed to her head, causing her to be dizzy and sick. This averment here that contains this information is part of what is being alleged as a rape, alleged in May of 2019. Attorney Lee Hutton, your reaction to what's contained in these averments, please.
So they clearly took the opportunity to push really hard on the facts, is to get as detailed as they can so the public can make the decision for themselves that before any trial that, hey, these things happen. How is she so detailed? Now, I do have to point out Garth Brooks, very similar to another high profile case that I had where we sued the case first, and we sued it anonymously in order to kind of jumpstart the facts, and we made some extortion claims. So it looks like they're doing this in this case as well. Now, with regard to the specific facts of this complaint, it's rather detailed, and they say they have text messages. So I think this is where all the faculties of a person's defense have to be in line, and that includes the PR statement. Sometimes the PR statements can be too broad, where somebody can poke holes in it. For example, he says, look, this doesn't happen, it's outlandish, and the other side saying, no, we have sexually explicit messages. So we have to see how that plays out.
Definitely, Lee. Thank you for all of that. And speaking of, I want to bounce this off of Kinsey next, please. So we have pulled from the suit some of the messages that were included by this plaintiff in her allegations. And we're going to put them up on the screen to take a look together here. And she's saying that she said over the phone to Brooks, quote, "I want to make sure that even though I've told you no, that you're cool with no. I mean, no as in no fooling around like we had done. You're cool with that, right?" Goes down a little further. Ms. Rowe also said, "When I saw you at this event, when you were doing whatever it was, you were pretty upset with me. And then he replied, quote, no, I would never be upset with you. Look at it this way, okay? Look at it. The best way I can explain it is me and you broke into a jewelry store. And the second we broke the door, we looked at each other and said, this isn't right. But we had already broken the door. And so I think me and you get out and run and just hope that nobody ever finds out and just love one another and be friends. Is that fair? Kinsey Schofield, there are ways to read this. One way, perhaps, is that this was a consensual affair, a consensual tryst. We don't see anything here about Jane Roe being forced, violently grabbed or violated in any way. Tell us a little bit about the public sentiment in that regard, if you would, please.
Yeah, I mean, this is not like the Diddy or R. Kelly situation where people said there were whispers behind the scenes. There are real questions surrounding the validity of these accusations, to the point where my instinct is that this is a consensual affair, and that would be very damaging for the Garth Brooks brand. He's married to Trisha Yearwood, one of the biggest country female artists of all time ever, and they are more powerful together. Not only that, they have dodged and tried to dismiss affair rumors themselves over the last 2 decades. He was accused of cheating on his first wife with Trisha, and he said that that simply was not true. So this would be very damaging to both of their careers going forward because they are stronger together.
Great point, Kinsey, right. So, you know, here, this could be, and what looks like, if these messages are authentic, if they were authenticated and are between the two of them, that they got together and then there was some regret, and everyone's trying to move forward until there's a lawsuit. So we're going back to 2019. Lee Hutton, I'll tell you my first thought with this. When I read the date, I thought, well, if this woman was raped, why didn't she go to police? Because she still can. In California, 10-year window of statute of limitations here. Why go the civil route? Your thoughts on that strategy, please.
You know, a lot of times when you go the civil route for a person making the accusations, you can do a couple of things. Is number one, if both parties are willing participants, you can settle it out of court without even going to a police investigation. Many times, and you have to look at this from both sides of the coin, if somebody has endured a very serious situation such as rape, it's not an easy task to go to strangers and relive the situation. Now, somebody can say, well, why go the civil route and sue it out? From what I understand, they did try to go to Garth Brooks and resolve the situation out of court. She does have a Jane Doe anonymous, so nobody really knows who she is. And it really depends on how Garth Brooks is going to aggressively defend this, which means does it go all the way to court where she's going to lose the anonymity of the Jane Roe. So there's a lot of, you know, personal choices of why you would go the civil route versus the criminal route. As you say, even though that there was this situation of a rape allegation, you know, there's some personal relationships here. She with Trisha Yearwood, she with Garth Brooks. He's a legend. It really is a personal choice for the person to choose, and she chose the civil route.
Lee, thank you. Kinsey, I want to go back to you. I want to show you another one of the text messages in the suit. She's claiming that Garth Brooks made her delete messages and is saying that in the suit she included what she's got. And she says that he wanted her to refer to a body part of his in a certain way. And you see the top message in blue there underneath what's redacted is, she writes, and that huge stick you carry, Roosevelt. And then he writes, I'll take that nickname, thank you, I love you. You know, people reading this, again, going back to the point, you know, may go, does this look like somebody forcing someone else to say dirty things, send dirty messages, forcibly have sexual contact, or does it seem like maybe this even went beyond a tryst or an affair. I mean, the "I love you" there, that kind of stood out to me in addition to the Roosevelt comment. Kinsey, last word on this here, please, and what you think this is going to do overall for Garth Brooks, his career, in the marriage with him and Trisha Yearwood.
I mean, as far as I know, this makeup artist was associated with Trisha since at least 1999. That is somebody that's been in your life for a significant amount of time. You might love that person. I think that this is a difficult situation, but I am seeing a significant amount of people side with Garth Brooks here and ask if a crime was committed or if this is a case of celebrity extortion.
Kinsey, this is so fascinating. I have many more questions for you and for attorney Lee Hutton. We'll have to leave it here for today. But as this case continues developing and when the first court dates come, we're going to be assessing this more. Lee and Kinsey, thank you both so much for your insight and expertise. We'll see you soon.